I know I said I would stop talking about it, and I want to stop talking about it. Here we are again, except this time I'm not directly talking about Illuminati. I'm going to be honing in on the Lance, because the Lance, I'm going to be honing in on that dude, because holy shit, Lance, what the fuck is wrong with you? So if you haven't been up to speed, you haven't been like watching this whole situation, Xanderhal decided to throw his hat in and criticize Lance. God forbid. And his video was essentially, it sort of stems from a video made 2 weeks ago. So it doesn't really have too much to do with the whole Illuminati stuff, but Lance seems to be honing in his focus on that for some fucking reason. Xanderhal had made a video essentially saying why he doesn't like the Serfs. And he did this in response to a chatter asking him, why doesn't he like Lance? Because he's made a couple tweets sort of insinuating that he doesn't really like Lance too much. And Xanderhal's reason was because, well, Lance made a comment on one of his live streams why he doesn't like Xanderhal. And his reason for not liking Xanderhal was because he was a bit too nice at the start of a debate with Lauren Southern, even though most people looked at that debate and said Xan actually did a pretty good job. And Lance was apparently critical of his approach. Like, what did you expect, Lance? It's a debate. Did you want him to like show up to her house in person and beat her over the head with a club? Like, what do you want? What did you actually want him to do? It's a fucking debate. Anyways, he criticizes Xanderhal for being too nice and stuff like that. And then he goes on to debate Lauren Southern himself. You don't know Lauren Southern's a white nationalist or white supremacist, really no difference. He goes on to debate her as well, and he does fucking horribly. And Xanderhal brings this up as a point to sort of say, Lance is a fucking hypocrite. He's gonna criticize me for being too nice, but even though that whole niceness goes to serves the larger argumentation, and Lance apparently doesn't understand that you start a debate off, you start conversations off with building rapport. Everyone knows that. Even Lance knows that. He's just being intellectually dishonest. This is a thing Lance does a lot. He will straight up lie to your face, remove context and strip context from a situation in order to frame someone to look bad so he could look good instead. Lance does this a lot. And so you can see why he chooses to be friends with people like Illuminati, let's just say. So yeah, that's one of the points Xanderhal made. He also made the point, I think he goes on and mentions a couple tangential things as well. But then he finishes off the video by watching his debate with Tim Pool. He finishes off by watching the debate with Tim Pool, I think. And he actually compliments Lance. You know, he criticizes him here and there because Lance's performance wasn't entirely good. He did fumble in a lot of areas. But, you know, Xanderhal ended the stream reacting to some of the clips from the debate, and he said, you know what, I think Lance did a good job. And then that's how he ended the video, why he doesn't like the Serfs. So after that, the whole Illuminati stuff happens, and Lance is caught up in the whole situation because he made a video essentially doing abuse apologia and attacking the victims, Illuminati's victims, and trying to smear them as malicious, as malicious attackers, so to speak. He has that in the title of his fucking video, and also in the video itself. You can't watch it now because he fucking deleted it, but in the video itself, he was, being very disparaging to her victims and saying, well, they don't really have anything. And, at the time, they didn't bring too much, but there was something there to say, she's not giving you the full fucking story. There was enough there at that time to come to the conclusion she's not giving you the full story. And even in the way that she's framing the fucking video, it doesn't make her sound too good, right? I've already been through this whole entire fucking video, okay? Don't need to fucking retread old ground. But Lance makes that video, and Xanderhal decides, I'm going to criticize Lance for doing it because it's fucking stupid. It's bullshit. It's bullshit how he is going to stick his neck out for Blair, not care to hear the fucking victims out, and then make a video trying to help Blair smear her victims. That's fucked. So Xanderhal decides to make a video calling Lance out on that. And largely, that was the entire focus of the video. Now, you can't be a lefty without having fucking ADHD problems, so Xanderhal mentions tangential things as well. You know, and instead of addressing the core point of that video, calling Lance out, Lance decides to strip all the context out of Xanderhal's videos, only reacts to some clips of his fucking video, and only chooses to address very small and minor things like, oh, Xanderhal said that I gave him shit for trying to dead-name Blair White, which is not Blair Illuminati, Blair White. She's a transphobic trans person. I know, that's very fucking. Well, I mean, there's homophobic gay people. They're called conservatives. Singer. All Lance had to do was just not involve himself. Lance said, it's not my drama. I don't want to have any part of it, blah, blah, blah. But then he goes and he makes a video and he dedicates a segment on his stream defending Blair and, smearing her victims, right? It's not your place, but you're perfectly okay to be her little fucking foot soldier, aren't you, Lance? And he seems to wipe his hands clean of that and be like, oh, well, I just ended Xanderhal's career. Lance 400, everyone else 0. Xanderhal then makes a quick little fucking response. It's a bit of back and forth here and there. Xanderhal makes he made a fucking segment on a stream reacting to Lance's thing and essentially just reasserts the points that Lance doesn't fucking address in the video. And then they get in this little fucking Twitter slap fight where now we're at the point where we're at right now, where Lance is trying to accuse Xanderhal of pedo-jacketing him. Lance essentially calls Xanderhal Slanderhal, right? And if you don't know, this was a nickname invented by lolicon people on Twitter who really fucking hate Xan because Xan is very staunchly, because Xan's a normal fucking human being, let's put it like that, and he's not very okay with lolicon. And they've came up with this nickname for him. They call him Slanderhal. And then Xan makes this little tongue-in-cheek, cheeky fucking quick response. And he says, well, you call me Slanderhal. Curiously enough, that insult was invented by lolicon people on Twitter. I don't know if you want to take... I have the quote actually here somewhere. Let me read it out. He essentially says, I don't know if you want to get your lingo from those people. So, not a pedo jacket. He's literally just saying, I don't know if you want to get your lingo from those people. Sort of warning Lance not to, like, how you say, para-relate to these people on Twitter by taking one of their insults and using it against me, because these people are, like, pedophiles, And he accuses Xanderhal of pedo-jacketing, which literally isn't true. I mean, maybe a fucking dumbass would see it that way, but... Can't help that, I can't help that Lance is a fucking idiot. I'll take that back. Lance isn't a fucking idiot. I think Lance is actually fucking malicious. I'm fairly familiar with Lance. He's a very, very dishonest person. And he seems to not be able to be held accountable. He is so allergic to being held accountable for lying about people, saying lies about people, pushing lies about people. I remember him getting in this drama with Destiny, and, he kept weaseling and trying to gaslight Destiny about something. I need to revisit that personally, but... Hey guys, my bro from the future here. I felt necessary to give exactly what I was talking about. I didn't really get into specifics in the video, but I felt the need to specify exactly what I meant when I said that Lance has gotten into this other drama with Destiny and virtually does the same fucking thing he's doing with Xanderhal right now. So recently we watched one of these videos of Lance debating Destiny, and in one of these videos he tries to gaslight Destiny into thinking that he doxed Mike from PA. And I'll just read it out right here. It says, in case you don't know, Mike from PA is a lawyer and a politician who ran for office in PA. Mike started doing Twitch politics and was very, very open about how he ran for public office. Destiny shows his full name on stream, and so Lance accuses him of doxing Mike for showing his very public and frequently referenced political history as a politician in the state of Pennsylvania. He even has a social media account. For when he ran for office that literally links to his Twitch. He didn't just accuse Destiny, but he spent that entire time trying to gaslight him into believing that he was doxing by just repeating it over and over and over again with a serious tone. That's essentially the rundown that I got from that fucking video. I wrote it down. And it's true. It's true. He was like, but you doxed Destiny, but you doxed him. You did it, Destiny. You're bad. You're a bad guy. And it's just really, really sad and really pathetic. And he does this because he was friends with Mike. He was friends with Mike at the time. And Destiny was becoming a hot button issue. This was during the time of the Kenosha riots, and yeah, we all know. I mean, if you're familiar with Destiny, you kind of know what happened there. He also calls Destiny genocidal and stuff like that, you know, after his Kyle Rittenhouse take, and yeah, Lance is just a spineless fuck. Lance has a fucking history of trying to fucking light people up and then jump on stream and play light about it, and then do these like fucking like stupid tactics, like leaving out a shit ton of fucking context, not directly addressing the core points of people's arguments, and relegating them down to this like, he was literally trying to say Xanderhal's just being really petty against me for no reason, all because of a clip of me saying why I didn't like his performance with Lauren Southern. Like, it's a little bit more than that, Lance. Anybody looking at this whole interaction at the surface can literally see that, but he's very comfortable and confident that he could lie to his audience like that and they would just gobble it up like fucking, like hungry fucking little turds that they are. He's not an ally. Lance is a fucking detriment. He's a burden to our cause and our goals. Someone like Lance isn't a valuable asset, right? To something like, let's say, LGBT rights. He's not a valuable asset against controlling dogmatic landlords that abuse their tenants. Very keen to stick his fucking neck out for those people. I'm not gonna say Lance is a grifter per se, but I don't think he's principled, and I think he's very cowardly, he's very weaselly, and he needs to correct his fucking act, I think. That might be asking a lot for him, to sort of like change that, to like change your entire personality from being a weaselly little fucking liar, for being a weaselly little fucking cunt on the internet, into being a more intellectually honest and fair person. I might be asking too much for him, but at the very fucking least, you could just find the time of day to fucking apologize to Click and Wonder. You fucking prick. You could at least find the time to do that. Could you not? I shit you not. Since the day he made that video defending Blair to right fucking now, he still hasn't apologized to them. He still hasn't said, I'm sorry for smearing you guys as malicious. He still hasn't fucking said sorry for that. Still hasn't. He didn't say it on the first Leftist Mafia podcast addressing the situation. He didn't say it in the second one where everyone was supposed to be well versed on what the fuck happened, you know, and make their prepared statements, you know, addressing the situation. Nothing. And it's not like nobody brought it up. That was the core point that Xanderhal brought up in his video, talking about Lance, talking about Illuminati. That was one of the core points, was that he's smearing these people who have receipts, showing Blair as a lying, manipulative fucking piece of garbage. And he still hasn't said sorry for aiding in smearing them. He still hasn't said sorry. That's the part that blows my fucking mind. And this is why I don't think he's a fucking ally, and he should not be fucking cherished to any fucking degree. Fuck Lance. And fuck everything he stands for. Because clearly, the only thing that Lance is concerned about is the way he looks. The way he looks to people. That's the only thing Lance fucking cares about. This dude is a coward through and fucking through. He will only roll it back just enough to avoid people to avoid people jumping on his shit, but he won't actually take the time to do the right thing and say you're fucking sorry. Okay? It's like, in a different universe, Wonder would be dead. And none of this would have been addressed. And Illuminati would have just kept on abusing, and nobody would fucking know about it. And Lance would gleefully fucking associate with someone like her. I think in Lance's head that he would just have rather this drama not have been brought to light, instead of it like actually just not happening and Blair not having done that to those fucking people. He's been very keen on saying that he doesn't like what Blair did to them, but Lance, you contributed to that. You took your audience and signal boosted her fucking lies, and you still haven't said sorry. So you know what? Go fuck yourself. I said the same thing about Olay. I said the same thing about Blair. I'm roping you in there too. Go fuck yourself, Lance. Go fuck yourself. If Lance is smart, he would shut the fuck up about all this Illuminati shit. Don't even say sorry. Don't even say sorry, Lance. It's way too fucking late for that, personally. Okay, if Wonder wants to accept the apology, I'm not saying he shouldn't. If the Click wants to accept the apology, I'm not saying he shouldn't. But in my fucking head, you're not actually sorry. And it's all just a fucking game. It's all a little fucking game to a lot of these leftist people. It's all a little fucking game. It's like, oh, I get to placate to a group of people, and they will worship me, and they will send me money, and they will listen to any fucking dog shit opinion that comes out of my fucking mouth. Oh, sign me up. Where do I sign up for that? Lance is not actually principled at all, whatsoever. I genuinely think it's all a fucking game to him. It clearly is, because he's not taking any of this shit seriously, and he's deliberately being intellectually dishonest and obfuscating, and you know, still has yet to be actually sorry for what he's fucking done. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. That's all I gotta fucking say about it, though. I said it before in my last video. I said it before in my live stream. I don't want to associate with these people. I'm just so kind of fucking done with associating that fucking side of the internet. Before all this Illuminati stuff happened, you know, it started really blowing up, me jumping on Twitter and shit like that, I was open to hearing Lance out. There was a lot of people that I previously had written off during my Chuddy days and during my I only watched Destiny. Destiny was literally the only leftist streamer that I watched, so I didn't think very highly of Lance to begin with. But I started opening up. I started watching people like Keffals, and if you understand the whole Destiny drama, I don't hold the popular opinion in DGG. I fucking don't. I like Keffals. I think she's changed, and I personally, you know, it seems like Destiny has generally, like, he's like, listen, bygones be bygones, okay? We're gonna leave each other the fuck alone. And Keffals seems to be, you know, fairly apologetic about what she did to him. She seems to be like, I didn't like instigating that kind of shit. And I didn't feel like, you know, I don't think she said she's regretted it per se, but, you know, it really comes off as like she's trying to do this whole new Leaf thing and be a lot more, you know, stable-minded and not on drugs, you know. Good job, Keffals. I'm now favorable to her. So it's not like I don't like Lance because Xanderhal doesn't like Lance. I want to be open to hearing more leftist voices, more left-leaning people, you know, supporting them, you know, boosting them by being a viewer and liking their videos and stuff like that. I want to be able to push these messages out, but I fucking can't when pieces of fucking filth like Lance seem to think it's a big old fucking game that they could just play and manipulate people like it's fucking nothing. Like you're not playing with people's lives when you're signal boosting fucking abusers with their smear video, trying to smear their abusers as malicious people, as their abuse victims as malicious people. That's all I gotta say. People like that never cease to amaze me. That's all.